Continuing our team coverage this morning, we're joined live now by Ron Lenz, a former air traffic controller living right here in the DMV. Ron, right now, all domestic departures on hold for at least the next 90 minutes. This is a major disruption to service, something really unprecedented.
On both sides of the microphone, right? I've been an air traffic controller and was a pilot in the Air Force for 6 years. I've never seen anything like this in 20 years of aviation. You know, when a pilot steps to the airplane, there's a couple things that they always check. They check the airplane, they check the weather, they check the flight plan, and then they check the NOTAMs, the notice to air emissions. And that's where we're having the bottleneck at the moment. And so what does that do? Well, those notice to air emissions basically forecast to the pilots and advise them of changes and closures and updates, not only at airports, but things such as temporary flight restrictions, closed airspace, frequency changes, obstacles, hours of operations. And those are things that are constantly evolving and changing. And when that system goes down, you're encountering exactly what we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, and is this something that we've seen before in modern aviation history? Has there been anything like this?
There's so many backups to every process in aviation. Again, as an air traffic controller, sometimes I wondered, how can you possibly jam all of these airplanes into such a finite amount of airspace? And there's so many layers of protection and safety. This is the first time I've personally ever seen this. Additionally, we've gone to such an automated process, which is amazing until it's not.
And can you tell me what you think people, whether they're in the cockpit as pilots or controllers in towers right now, what's the mood like in there right now? How would you be reacting if you were still in that position today?
Well, if you're looking out on final at Reagan, you see airplanes are stacked up every 3 miles. We're busy from the moment we open to the moment we close. If we close, everything is done in such a minimal amount of time with a minimal amount of space. When you have anything like this that just is clogging down the system, it's a very, very hectic moment. And then, of course, you have the people in the terminal that have an agenda and have a place to be.
All right, Ron Lenz, former air traffic controller and pilot, joining us live now on DC News Now. Ron, thanks so much for providing insight on this very historic event we're seeing here today. For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Randy Bass. We will be sure to bring you additional details on this breaking story as it develops throughout the morning. Guys?
All right, Randy, thank you. And top stories this morning. One man is dead, another in custody after a stabbing last night in Fairfax County. Police say it started when a woman called 911 saying her son stabbed her husband. Authorities say the